Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you taking the time to attend this kickoff meeting for the new Nissan 390Z coming in 2017. As with all innovative ideas, it will take some help from all parties involved, and that's why you're here. We're looking for some feedback. Good ideas, bad ideas. Do we have them? Do you have them? We all need help, and that's what we need. That's what we're asking for today. If you have any improvements or suggestions to add to this new concept car, please don't hesitate to submit your requests or even bring them with to our official kickoff meeting, September 1st in the 6th floor conference room. I look forward to seeing you all there and appreciate your valuable input that is sure to assist in making this car the best car on the market. Just as an overview of what this presentation will encompass, we'll have a brief overview of the Nissan history, highlighting several cars that have allowed us to get to this step, highlighting as well features that will set us apart from other competitors. So with that being said, let's get into it. Nissan Motors was founded June 1st, 1934 by Yoshisuke Aikawa. Many of us today know Nissan simply for producing vehicles, but in their early days, Nissan was also a producer of airplanes, trucks, and automobiles. You'll see Yokohama, which many of us today know simply for their tires. This is actually the plant, the name of the plant that was used to produce all of these different parts, the airplanes, the parts for the airplanes, and trucks and automobiles as well. But today, again, we know Yokohama for the tires that they produce. We're also, well, older generations will be familiar with the term Datsun. The Nissan Datsun was the first mass-produced Japanese automobile to be sold in the world, and the Datsun truly changed the automobile industry for the better. Now, as I said, Nissan were known for innovation. So, taking a step back in history, you'll see on your bottom right-hand corner is the Datsun Type 15. This car was, or automobile, was first manufactured in 1937 with a whopping 15 horsepower. As you see, a very basic car for our standards today, very innovative car for the 1930s, and let's say one of the first of its kind. The Datsun Type 15, there were several different models, which include the automobile shown in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, along with a delivery van, and there was also a mini pickup truck version available as well, all of which were still 15 horsepower. Jumping forward a little bit, in the 1970s, 1975 specifically, Nissan developed their first Nissan Skyline. Many of us in the car industry are familiar with this groundbreaking model, and it's still a classic car today. Fortunately, in America, it's very, very hard to get it imported, but overseas, the Skyline has seen great great success. It was the first of its kind to it was the first automobile to be rear-wheel drive, or to have a real rear-wheel drive setup. The Skyline is actually the predecessor of the Nissan GTR, the $100,000 sports car that is considered the best on the market today. Speaking of Generation Z, the Datsun 240Z was the first of its kind. It was the first two-door coupe produced by Nissan. This was done in 1970, and this two-door sports car had 150 horsepower and a 4-speed manual transmission. Now, whereas 150 horses might not seem like a lot today, for the 1970s and the early 1900s period, anything over 50 horsepower would seem like a whole lot. It was a lot of car for that time. Great start, and we've continued to build on it, and we're looking to do so in the future. Over the next 3 decades, a few upgraded models of the 240Z were introduced, or revamped models per se. The Nissan Motors introduced a 260Z, a 280Z, and a 300Z as well. As you'll notice, the model increases by quote unquote 20 numbers, but those numbers actually mean something. The Nissan 240Z featured a 2.4 liter engine. The 260Z featured a 2.6, and the same trend follows along with the 280 and the 300. As the motor increases, the horsepower increased as well. Ultimately, top speed increased as well. Generation Z has always been seeking to be the fastest. After the 240 and those that followed, Nissan revamped and redesigned the Z model and introduced to the world the Nissan 350Z in 2003. This was an innovative car at the time. As you'll see, the design is unlike many cars that you'll see on the market. It is more so exclusive to Nissan. It's one of those designs where you either like it or you don't. Not even like it, you love it or you don't. But the original 350Z featured a 3.5 liter engine capable of putting out 287 horsepower, and they are rear wheel drive. And again, this was established in 2003. In 2009, Nissan again revamped the Z model and introduced the Nissan 370Z, the fastest Z model to date. The 370Z has a 3.7 liter V6 engine, which is putting out 332 horsepower, and like the 350, it is also rear wheel drive. And here's where we can change the game once again and become champion of the motor industry. In 2017, I'd like to introduce to the world the Nissan 390Z. The 390Z will hold a 3.9 liter V6 engine capable of putting out 400 horsepower. But that's not all. There are features that will be in the 390Z that set this car apart from all of its competitors. Not only will the car be as fast as lightning, but we've also decided to add in features such as built-in Wi-Fi, 18-inch premium alloy wheels, a Bose audio system, and they will come fully equipped with all-wheel drive to better assist driving in inclement weather. Now here's where you come into play. We need to answer these 5 W's. Who, what, where, when, why. Who are we marketing to? Both men and women of all ages, because let's be honest, who doesn't like a nice car? What are we offering? The best on the market. And where? It's available in all 50 states. It's coming in 2017 with your help. And why? Because the people want it, and because Nissan will deliver. So again, I would like to thank you all for tuning in. I would like to thank you in advance for your assistance with completing this project, and I look forward to the production of the Nissan 390Z, as well as the great reviews that we're sure to get from our customers.